All right, what's going on, y'all? So today we're going to talk about cardio. So this is the one thing we've not talked about yet with my my current training block. And to be frank, this has been the thing that's taken the longest time, been the most difficult thing for me to kind of pin down on what I was going to do. But I've got it figured out now. So if y'all followed the journey for the last year and a half since I retired from competitive bodybuilding, you know that I went through a journey of kind of figuring out what I was going to do, especially training wise. So I immediately jumped into full on hybrid training for an ultra marathon, doing bodybuilding with really long distance endurance running. I did ultra running way back in the day before bodybuilding. So, I loved the benefits I got from it then and thought I'd love it then. So last year I went all in with ultra running. And at 235 to 245 pounds, I was running 50 to 60 miles a week. And I did not ramp up the mileage slowly. I kind of went all in, which I have an all in mindset, which has its benefits for helping me be successful with some things. But in some areas of my life, it definitely causes some challenges and difficulties, which I can talk on that kind of as a mindset video in another video. But I went all in and I ended up getting stress fractures. So I had to stop the running. Now with that, while I don't say the door is forever closed on it, it did show me that I don't really vibe with running anymore like I used to. It was never really a strength of mine. I did it for the David Goggins kind of mental callousing, which it did. And then that piece being out on the trails for hours and hours and hours on end years ago really was helping me in a lot of different areas of my life. So I found that running wasn't giving me that anymore, which was fine. But from there, went through the last year, all that. But all that to be said, I wanted cardio with this training block. The main goal with this training block is power building. So really increasing really solid strength with keeping really dense muscle tissue. And then I've added in a functionality component. That's why it says, the functional power building series. And that's where you've seen my garage workouts. I've got some kind of gnarly lifts in there. I've got some grip strength stuff, some kind of HIIT workout stuff. Go ahead and turn around, baby. And so I've got a functional component in there. And then I wanted to add cardio. The whole thing is now I'm not training for any competition. I'm not getting on stage anymore. I'm not training for a powerlifting competition. I have no competitive goal. I just want to train how I like to train, which one aspect of that is really pushing myself and over a big training block, really seeing solid progression and whatever that means. And then be training for life. I'm very much more health focused now, especially after the years of competing as a pro bodybuilder. The rest of my life, I'm much more health and longevity focused, and then focused on functionality and, wanting to train in a way I love, but in a way I can be of service of others if I need to be. Plus, this is just fun. So I needed a cardio element. So if you watched on Instagram several weeks ago, I was rucking. I got out my old Army rucksack and loaded up to 65 pounds. And I did a couple rucks, but jumping into that at the same time is immediately ramping up this power building block was wrecking my body. Literally on this couple sessions, drove up fatigue really high, was causing lower back strain, and then more so than that, it was taken away from my leg movements, like squats and stuff like that. And power building is the main goal here, so I want cardio to benefit it, but I don't want it to take away. So I had to kind of go back to the drawing board, and so I had to look at what cardio modalities do I like right now. And over the last year, I've been doing these walks with my wife Jacqueline and my dog Bella, and I've absolutely loved it. Obviously, we've been doing like, just walks. So it's not like I'm getting crazy like cardio performance benefits, but getting that cardio for health, and then just loving the time outside and all that. So I wanted to keep that in. So what I did is what you see here. I downgraded from the 65-pound rucksack to this 44-pound plate carrier, and it's got my heart rate in the perfect zone. So back in the day with running, all my runs you saw were in MAF. So MAF is meant to like really build up your zone 2 cardio engine. You can run all day long. So my heart rate for that was 145 to 149 beats per minute. Kept my heart rate religiously in that zone. It doesn't need to be that high for what I'm doing now. One, that'll drive fatigue a little bit too high. And two, for the cardio benefits I'm trying to get, I can be a tad bit lower. So my heart rate now, I'm usually between the low 130s to the low 140s. We have a conversation and all that, but I'm still getting great cardio benefit. Let's go and turn around here, baby. The goal right now is about five sessions per week at least 25 minutes. So yesterday ended up being 45 minutes just because we wanted to walk longer. Sometimes we go out to that park where you all saw where I used to run. Those end up being 45 minutes to an hour. But most mornings are like 25-ish minutes. That's kind of the bare minimum goal. So that's where we're at now. I always have this bug in my ear of, I love endurance challenges. So, if I was to be doing like a go ruck or something like that, I would obviously be training with the rucksack, but there's just no point for that. And I don't have a set endurance goal right now. And I don't ever see myself wanting to run again. So that's where we're at. I'm going to just see where this goes. And it might not even lead into any necessarily challenges and just be here for health and life. So that's what I'm doing with cardio with this training block. Probably ramp it up a little bit, but not get too crazy with it. So kind of leads into another question of the whole hybrid thing. I have so many hybrid clients and so many new guys come to me, and I always start with, what's your goal? And a lot of times, most guys come into me have a physique related goal. Even if they're hybrid, they have a physique related goal. So they'll send me pictures of like their favorite hybrid influencers that they follow. And, they think the hybrid thing, they think them running the crazy distances and all that is what gave the physique. And this is a bit of a misconception out there in the hybrid world. There are some hybrid influencers out there that have built their physique by doing hybrid. So let's just take running, for example, endurance running, whether that be marathon distance all the way up to ultra with like bodybuilding style training. But that, one is rare. B, the ones that did that over years of consistently just beating themselves every day and doing it. Most hybrid influencers you see with great physiques went through a period of time, either in the beginning or they'll take a slight break from the running where they purely focus on the physique and get the physique nailed down. I went through a time when I retired from pro bodybuilding a year and a half ago where I intentionally kind of tried to see, if I get really flexible with my diet, kind of just stop tracking, if I really lower volume of training, how damaging is it to the physique? And what I realized, guys, once you have the physique, especially when you have really dense muscle maturity and density, which comes from the style of training, so that is unique. But once you have that muscle maturity, guys, it is hard to lose your physique. It does not take much to maintain it. So what I tell people is, you got to decide your A and B goal if you are hybrid. If your A goal is the physique, then pull the running goal down to more of a moderate, kind of maintainable level. Don't kill the running, still run, but pull it down to more of a moderate level. Build the physique, and then once you have the physique, then you can go ahead and focus on the running being the A goal, like a marathon, ultra, all that. But it's much more easy to maintain the physique. It's very difficult to try to do both at the same time very, very well. Like meaning focusing on building that really killer physique you want while training for, you know, a hard race, a hard endurance event. Not saying it can't be done, just pretty hard. If the A goal is to just like go out and do the ultra, then you're gonna have great physique benefits come over that time. Not to say you're not gonna like improve your physique, but just don't expect you're gonna get that like really shredded, really kind of dense muscle physique while doing that. Just have realistic expectations. There's always seasons for everything, a time and a place for everything. Just be locked into what your goals are, and instead of having two A goals, have an A and a B goal, and build the plan accordingly from there. But also quick little point to add, hybrid, everyone thinks hybrid just being endurance with strength. Typically it's endurance running with like bodybuilding. Hybrid really is just blending any modality together. Technically, if I was to just power build right now, what I'm doing right now is technically hybrid. I'm blending, bodybuilding, high intensity bodybuilding with some powerlifting, with some like functional HIIT stuff. So it's like, this technically is hybrid. But I'm talking about hybrid in the regard of, endurance and strength. But this is where we're at now with the cardio. I know we hadn't talked about it yet, and I've been getting quite a few questions on what I'm doing for cardio. And this really is to helping me maintain my my physique. It's one aspect that's, it's really hard to put on fat when you maintain even a pretty low to moderate level of cardio through the week. Plus it just feels good. But that's where we're at. I hope you guys got something out of this. If you did, please go ahead and smash that like button. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. Leave any comments or questions, guys. I love getting them. God bless y'all, and have a great rest of your day. You good, baby?